just finished my workout for the day. This is Saturday, and for Saturday I usually just do the treadmill and just do a half-hour workout on the treadmill where I try to do some jogging and running and then some uphill walking at various different inclines and paces. And then a few downhills just to slow my heart rate a bit, and then meanwhile I try to keep my heart rate in quite a fast working pace. My normal resting heart rate is 60, but I can get my heart rate up pretty fast when I'm working out. So I need to mow. Now normally I pay my teens, one of my teenagers, to do it, but all the teens are actually busy today and have plans. And we got so much rain this week that the lawn just got out of control, so it's even longer than it normally would be for our weekly mowing. So I'm going to get out there and mow, so I'm not going to bother getting dressed or cleaned up because I'm about to get covered in more sweat and some grass. So we have a lot of land, pretty big yard, so this is going to be hours, so I better get started. Okay, so I'm heading outside right now to mow. I need to mow the front, the back, the sides, and all the in-betweens. But meanwhile, while I'm mowing, my husband is changing out the fuel pump in my car. And it looks like right now he is emptying out the fuel tank from my car into his car. So that's part of the fun. All the mowing, front, back, and sides, and my 16-year-old, I'm gonna pay him some money to go over it and pick up any grass clumps that my bagging system didn't pick up. Whew! And now I'm just cooling off, getting some water, and then I'm gonna go out and for the first time I'm gonna use a weed whacker. It doesn't eat weeds, it whacks them, so I call it a weed whacker. So that's going to be my first weed whacker experience. I'm going to get water, cool down for about 5 minutes, and then whack some weeds. Well, I ended up not having to do the weed whacking. My hubby, in showing me how it worked, ended up doing it all while I followed him around, so that was really nice. But he's going to need to come in and change his clothes before he gets back to work on the car because he's covered in grass, and that's not good when you're working with fuel lines and all that fuel-y stuff. So I paid 16-year-old just to go around all the yard and mow up the clumps that the mower missed. And now I'm paying 17-year-old, and he's just going to go around and sweep the driveway and the sidewalks and the patio. And I am getting ready to get into the shower. I am yucky. Around doing some housework, just light housework, because on Saturdays I just do like tidy up and quick sweeping where it needs it, and just putting things away and wiping down anything that needs it. Just basic house maintenance on Saturdays. So I'm just going to continue tidying up, and then I need to get supper going. And I just got 2 packages delivered. I've been waiting for them all day, so I'm so glad they just arrived. And in those packages are some presents for one of my kiddos who has a birthday this week, or not this week, this month, and also some presents for a very special baby shower that I'm going to very soon. So I need to get into those packages, but I'm going to get supper started first, and I'll get into those packages today or tomorrow, no hurry, but I'm glad they're here. So while my pork loin chops are in the oven baking as the main dish for tonight's supper, I am getting to work on tomorrow's breakfast. So I'm working on an oatmeal bake. So I'm going to get it all mixed together and then into a pan, and then I'll bake it tomorrow morning for our Sunday breakfast. So in my big mixing bowl here, I put in 3 cups of oats, and you can do quick oats or old-fashioned. I like old-fashioned, but I'll use either one. Either one works. And then to that, 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. And then I need to get a teaspoon measurement. Okay, we're going to need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Get aluminum free if you can. This brand, I believe, is still aluminum free. They need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I use pure vanilla extract, not the imitation. And then let's do 1 teaspoon of sea salt. I am doing fine pink Himalayan sea salt. Okay, and then let's put in 2 eggs. Do omega-3 eggs like Eggland's Best or a good farmer's egg if you can. I'm just going to rinse my hands. Alright, and let's see here. We need 1 stick of soft butter. I think I have some out. Yep, 1 stick of soft butter. Yeah. Just coax it in here with my tablespoon here. Now before I add anything else, I'm just going to spread this butter around because in a little bit we're going to add some milk. Obviously that's going to be cold from the fridge and that's going to solidify the butter a bit. So by giving a little pre-mix and spreading the soft butter around, that'll prevent any problems. So I'm just doing a sloppy mix. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want what's in here so far to be somewhat distributed. Alright, now let's add our second group of ingredients. So we're going to start with 1 cup of milk. I personally prefer whole milk and organic if you can get it. And then about a handful of raisins. I'm just using up the rest of my raisins here. Then you want about a handful of shredded coconut. Optional, of course. And then I also like to add a handful of slivered almonds. And then I'm just going to shake in some chia seeds, not really measuring, just what looks good. And then I'm going to top this off with some flax seeds. And again, I'm just going to pour some in, just whatever looks good to me. Now I'm going to mix this all together and then I'm going to pop it into a buttered baking pan. And I just popped it into a, since it's about a 9 by 13 inch glass baking pan. And I'm just going to cover this over with some wrap and stick it in the fridge. And then tomorrow morning, as soon as I get up, I'm going to just pop this into the oven at 350 degrees, let it bake for about 30 to 40 minutes. I'll be checking it. And while it's baking, I'm just going to do my morning routine. And then when this is done, I will set out breakfast. And this will be the main dish for tomorrow's breakfast. And we'll probably have some fruit on the side. And now I'm just sitting down in my little office area here. And I just need to go over the budget and maybe update a recipe or two or something on my blog. And my pork loins are about to come out of the oven. So I'm just going to do this for a few minutes until the pork loins come out of the oven. And then I'm going to work on some veggies for side dishes. And then supper will be ready. Well, supper was good. And then we went out and got some ice cream. And now we are getting all snuggled up and we're going to watch some Survivor on Amazon Prime. And that concludes our day.
Shall we survive?
Let's thrive.